Good morning, everybody, in person and online. Hello, Brian and Linda and Jean and somebody else there. Can't see that. Oh, it is Jean. Yeah, those two. Welcome to the Dharma Bum Temple, and welcome to the Loving Kindness Meditation class. My name is Alex. It is wonderful to be here with you this evening, as it is every time. Is there anyone here, either online or here in the temple, who's your first time to the Dharma Bum Temple? Welcome. How did you hear about us?
I stopped into the gift shop. I heard about you guys online, and here I am.
Oh, well, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, happy to have you, for sure. Are you brand new to meditation as well?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Good. That actually helps me a lot. So, it's kind of on my phone, just looking up something really quickly while I do this. Today I had planned to tell the story of Sariputra, which is a fun story. I like telling it. Not really in the mood to tell that story. A lot going on, especially yesterday, and something that just keeps on going on, and it doesn't seem like anything ever gets done about it, and it's really frustrating. And for a loving kindness class, I was getting really angry about it, to be perfectly honest, and that's okay. They're just feelings; they're not facts, and it's when that happens, it's good just to kind of close your eyes for a minute and just kind of breathe and just kind of let those feelings just kind of happen and do their thing. And like most feelings, they arise for a time and then they go away. But with mindfulness, it just usually happens a lot faster. I'm gonna put my glasses on. So this is a loving kindness class. The word that we're talking about when we're talking about loving kindness is this word called metta, M-E-T-T-A. And metta is from the Pali language, which is a language that's pretty close, we think, to what the historical Buddha spoke. But when this word is translated into English, there's no one-to-one translation, and this word metta is very rich in meaning. And so it can mean lots of things. It can mean loving kindness, unconditional friendliness, goodwill, amicability, inoffensiveness, kindness, all those different types of things. And so the great thing about having a word mean lots of different things is that you can apply different meanings to this word depending on who you're doing this practice for. So you might think about, when you do it for maybe a parent or a sibling, you use a kind of love that you wouldn't use for like a friend or a mentor or something like that. So the Buddha actually has his own word about loving kindness, and it's contained in the Metta Sutra. The sutra is just a teaching, and I'd kind of like to read it because it really applies right now. It says, "This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing, in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short, or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another, or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, freed from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Takes off, and I wasn't planning on reading this, but because sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't read it every single time. But when things like these horrible acts of violence happens, I just feel like I have to read it. And I'm a little bit speechless at the moment because there's just still a lot of anger inside me, and sadness, and compassion, and all these different types of things competing for my attention because of this. So what I would like to do is give some basic instructions on sitting. And this is review for people who've been around a while, and for people who are new, this will be new to you, and that's okay. And this just puts us in a physical position that fosters, really contented, concentrated meditation. So if you're seated in a chair, you just want to make sure that your feet are flat on the floor with your legs a few inches apart. Your hands can be anywhere. So I put my either hands in my lap or on my legs. My back is nice and straight, so I like to make my back super duper straight and just kind of relax. So my core is still kind of somewhat engaged, but I'm not kind of slumping over like this, right? It kind of slumping over like this kind of makes us just more tired. So we don't want to do that. Our head is nice and straight, maybe tucking our chin in just a little. And then your eyes can be open, your eyes can be closed. Doesn't really matter. Just do what's comfortable for you. When we do this practice of loving kindness, we do it for our benefactor, people who mean a lot to us. It could be mother, father, brother, sister, friend, mentor. Then we're going to imagine them doing this practice for us. And then we're going to do it for ourselves. And then we're going to do it for all beings in all directions. And if you want to direct it to, you can do it for anybody you want. If you want to direct it to the victims of the acts, these victims of violence, go ahead. I think they could use our love and kindness at the moment, so that's kind of what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to guide this meditation, so you don't have to worry about what to do and all that kind of stuff. I'll guide it and give instructions. Before we start, let me just yes, masks really. All right. Hi, Jean. Hi, Brian and Linda. Hi, Terrence and Graham and Susan. Hello. All right. Whew. Any questions before we start? So just allow your eyes to close, making sure you have that nice seated, stable position where you're nice and comfortable. So you're not likely to move around too much. And when we sit like a Buddha. And you can even imagine yourselves as the Buddha sitting underneath your own Bodhi tree of enlightenment, or your own tree of enlightenment. For Buddha, it was the Bodhi tree, but for you, it could be any tree, a mighty oak, sequoia, eucalyptus. You can imagine yourself as ready for the day's abiding. And so to begin, we're just going to kind of get connected to the breath. So let's just take a deep breath all the way in and all the way out. Well, not forcing it, letting the breath be quite easy and quite natural. And focusing on your breath at the base of the nostrils, feeling the air go in and out as you breathe. Or focusing on the belly or the chest, feeling its expansion and contraction as you breathe. All the way in, all the way out. So just for the next few moments, let's just rest as gently as you can in the sensations of the breath. So to begin our practice of loving kindness, we're first going to think of a benefactor. And again, a benefactor is anyone who has shown us great love or great kindness, someone it's really easy to have these feelings for. You just think of this person and you just feel all good inside because of what they've meant to you, because of the love and the kindness that they've shown you. And you can either just radiate loving kindness to them, or you can just repeat phrases of loving kindness. Phrases like, may you be happy. May you do the things that cause happiness. May you be at peace and live at ease in this world. Or any phrase of loving kindness that kind of is meaningful for you. It helps to smile when you do it. It puts our mind in a good mood when we do that. So we'll do this for the next few moments. And shifting our focus just a little bit to now still imagining our benefactor, but now we're going to imagine our benefactor doing this practice for us. We're going to imagine them wishing us happiness and that we do the things that cause happiness. Wishing us safety, wishing us health. And so the only thing we have to do in this part of the practice is just receive all of their loving kindness. Just take it all in. Call to mind the ways in which they have been, loving and kind to you. Remember how that feels and have gratitude for that. Have gratitude for them. Just take all of that love and kindness into your heart as much as you can. If there's any tension or tightness, that's okay. Just breathe into it. Give it a little space. Just continue. So we'll do this for the next few moments. Imagining our benefactor doing this practice for us. And now, again, shifting our focus to probably, arguably one of the most important parts of this meditation, and that's loving kindness for ourselves. And just call to mind your own wish to be happy, your own wish to be free from suffering and pain and to be healthy. Maybe at this time it's just easier just to repeat phrases of loving kindness for yourself as gently as you can. Phrases like, again, may I be happy, may I be safe from inner and outer danger, may I be well in body and mind, may I be at peace and live at ease in this world. Or any phrase of loving kindness that you can think of that's easier for you to say. Again, smiling if you can, putting your hand over your heart. If that's going to work for you, if that's comfortable for you. So we'll just do this for the next few moments. Loving kindness for ourselves. Finally, we can do this practice either for all beings in all directions, for a specific group of beings. However you want to do it is fine. Spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, may all beings be at ease, as the sutra goes. And in this way, we can explore the limitless quality of the heart that the Buddha talks about. Because that is a potential, that is the heart's potential. If we practice, slowly but surely we can get there. So now we'll do this practice for all beings. Just open your eyes when you're ready. Let's just take a moment or two out to stretch our arms and stretch our legs. Just kind of keeping that mindfulness of loving kindness about us still. If you have any questions on the instructions or anything else about Buddhism or anything you want to ask, we're going to take questions in just a minute here. But just for the next minute or two, we're just going to kind of bask in our kind of loving and kind thoughts here. All right. So for the online folks, Graham, thank you for logging in from Washington State tonight. Thank you so much for your messages. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. You're right. If you're not suffering over it, then you're a Buddha. And I'm not a Buddha. Whew. All right. So, does anybody have any questions on the instructions at all? Hopefully they were relatively straightforward, but you never know. All right. And then this is for, pretty much everybody online as well. I am always interested to understand and know what your experience of meditation was. Parts that were easy, parts that were not so easy, things that were maybe going on in your own life that made, that the meditation had an effect on or not. And so let me go first. I'll just do that. When I got here, I just was not in the mood. Not in the mood to lead the meditation. I was just I'm just not having it today. And because of the shooting and the senseless violence that keeps on going on in this country, that's very distressing and makes me very sad and very angry and just, again, this kind of cornucopia of emotions. And it just makes me more grateful for Buddhism, because, I thought, being a spiritual person, this is before Buddhism, being a spiritual person, whatever that is, you had to be one way and you had to be like all high vibes and chill and whatever I thought spiritual was, and nothing can get to me and all those different types of things. And if I had any kind of negative emotions, it was my fault or my doing or all that kind of just nonsense. And I came to Buddhism and Buddhism told me, no, that's bullshit. You are absolutely entitled to your feelings. If you have a feeling, then you have a feeling. If you have an emotion, then you have an emotion. It's okay. There is no shame in suffering. There is no shame in pain. There is no shame in having all of these different things going on for you. If you're angry, okay. It's okay if you're angry. It's okay if you're sad. It's okay if you're suffering. It's okay if you're happy. It's okay if you're, whatever it is that you are. And there's a freedom in that. And there's this kind of negative self-talk that kind of went away over time. That's where I was ashamed of how I felt. And it doesn't matter if I'm sitting in the audience or I'm sitting up here as the teacher. Even as a teacher, I can be pissed off, and I'm pissed off, I'll be perfectly honest. And I'm super sad, I'll be perfectly honest. And I'm really suffering because of this, to be perfectly honest. And that's okay. The teacher doesn't have to be a Buddha. I am not a Buddha. Jeff is not a Buddha. Travis is not a Buddha. He's probably the closest, but he's not. And so I'm pissed off. I'm angry. I'm all these different types of things, and I just want to fucking scream half the time. And it's this freedom to have these emotions that is unbelievably liberating. I'm not saying that I have to act on these emotions by, being violent as well, or, getting all, kind of bent out of shape and having that affect other people and things like that. No, we have practices for that in Buddhism as well. But I may have been a little short with somebody early. I apologize for that. But so I'm open to. I mean, this meditation helped a lot for sure. It always does. Whether I'm sitting here with you or I'm sitting at home and I'm doing practice by myself, this loving kindness meditation is an amazing antidote to this anger. So that's why it's good to do it as much as possible. I have something here. Read it. I'm wondering in what right action might be. Participate in marches and things like that. Contribute to anti-good causes. Sure, absolutely. I mean, and this is the wonderful thing about spiritual practice is that, especially Buddhism, Buddhism, yes, they have monks who meditate in caves and who never talk to people ever and spend 40 years in one hut and just practice loving kindness and just practice mindfulness and just practice compassion and all those different types of things. But the vast majority of Buddhists live in this world, and pretty much all of Buddhism is humanistic Buddhism, is engaged Buddhism. So if you want to participate in causes that go against violence or anything like that and participate in protests, great, participate in protests. If that's something that you want to do, and that's perfectly acceptable, that's perfectly, you always have to ask yourself the question, am I like really harming anybody? Am I harming myself by anything that I do? So always ask those questions. But absolutely, you can do that. And I think it's really, really helpful to do that. I remember, and this has nothing related, not related to that, but a long time ago, when we were in the other location downtown, we had the homeless food redistribution, and we had it here as well. So like every Thursday, we would get food donated to us, and we would like clean it up, and then we assemble it, and we make meals for people, and we distribute them out to the houseless population downtown. And I thought to myself, how wonderful. And I was teaching class at the time, and I would always say, oh, please, on Thursdays, if you have the time, this is a wonderful way to show loving kindness and to participate in this really kind of engaged Buddhism by just in compassion by participating in the food redistribution. And for like a couple it's been so long, so maybe a year or two went by, and I would make these announcements in my class, but I never did it. I just said it, right? And I never thought about it. So, well, I'm already teaching the class. That's my thing. And so I just asked myself the question. I thought, well, I feel like kind of a hypocrite a little bit. I'm telling everyone to do it. It's such a wonderful thing to do, but I haven't done it myself. And so I said, well, there's an easy way to rectify that. And so I just went and did it myself. And I volunteered that next Thursday. And I think it was the next day. And it was the most wonderful thing I had ever done. It was like, this is fantastic. To practice compassion, to practice mindfulness and kindness and all these different types of wonderful things that bring happiness, right? That bring happiness into your own heart. And I did it like every Thursday for like a couple of years, maybe almost, not quite, maybe like a year and a half or so. And absolutely wonderful. It was probably, of all of the things that I've done at the Dharma Bum Temple, I think that's the thing that has brought me incredible joy. Just absolutely incredible joy to do something like that. And we'll do it again someday, I'm sure. Has anyone else done that? I mean, I don't know how long you've been coming here, but I know Travis, of course, has. But it was the joy in my heart when I did that. Yeah, I haven't felt that for a while, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful, and I'm so happy that I did it. And by doing these protests you were talking about, and participating in the democratic process and the political process to help relieve others of suffering. When you're doing that, just understand and be mindful of that's what you're doing. I'm doing this so people don't suffer. And it should bring joy to you. You don't have to be angry about it. Like, and that's the other thing. It's like, it's okay to have these feelings. You don't have to act on them, though. You don't have to go punch somebody in the face. I mean, I would never do that because I really hate physical violence. But I still would yell at somebody. I do like doing that. I like yelling at people sometimes. I haven't done it in a long time, though. All right. How does it tell me that here? Oh, Jean, yeah. Jean says doing nothing is frustrating. It can absolutely be frustrating. Just sitting there and knowing that you can do something, or even understanding that you can't do anything right now. But yeah, that can be absolutely frustrating. Anybody have anything else? Love to hear from you. And these classes always help me, especially when I'm pissed off. I get to talk to you, get to tell you I'm pissed off, and I just feel better. I remember there's somebody who's not even a Buddhist. He's another spiritual tradition, and I got a lot out of this. I went to this service, and he's like the reverend there, and it was Mother's Day, and he was going to do like a Mother's Day sermon. And he says when it came time for the sermon or came time for the talk, he said, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I know this is the Mother's Day sermon, and I'm supposed to do the Mother's Day thing and congratulate all of the mothers, but my friend just died, and I'm really sad, and I need to talk about my friend. And he spent the talk talking about his friend, who was also a part of that organization and had so many, fond memories of her and all the things that she did for him and in the church. And he goes, look, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do like the Mother's Day, like some other time or in the next service. But my friend died, and that was important to me, that I needed to talk about her. And I got so much out of that. Like, it's okay just to, if that's on your heart, then you can talk about that. That's wonderful. And that's always meant a lot. That's always meant a lot to me, even though this person, wasn't Buddhist at all. Anyone else? Any questions? Any comments? Anything? You don't have to. It's not required. There's a delay. Maybe a 10 or 20 second delay. I'll wait a few seconds. All right, that's okay. It was wonderful to be here with you again. This is the loving kindness class here at Untitled Chapter. Thank you, Brian and Linda. Thank you. And we do our best. We do our best to help people not suffer, and hopefully you're suffering a little bit less. So let's join our palms together at our hearts, please. And may the benefits of this meditation, this discussion, be received by all beings. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be joyful and at ease. May all beings be happy. And may all beings be loved and seen for the beautiful, radiant beings that they are, that you are. Thank you for coming. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day and your week. Be well. See you guys. Bye, Jane.